Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this flow and stretch yoga class. We're going to get started on the back of our mat in child's pose, reaching your fingertips forward, maybe dropping your forehead onto the mat and just rock from side to side. You could bring your knees a little bit apart if you'd like. Just focus on reaching towards the top of the mat. And then bringing both hands over towards the right side, really straightening your arms here. Reach, reach, reach. Back to center, and then over towards the left side. Come all the way up. Bring your hands into a bind, palms facing towards the ceiling, straightening your arms. Reach, reach, reach. Take a deep breath in. And then lower your hands down in cactus. Keep your chest up. Pull your shoulders, your elbows back, really opening up your chest. And then coming up onto your knees, place your hands behind your lower back, pushing your hips forward. And then lower your hands into tabletop position, curving the spine into your cat. And then lower the belly into your cow. Deep breath in. And again, curve the spine, exhale. Drop the belly, inhale. Bring your spine back to neutral, extend your right leg out, toes pointed down, and just hold. Take 2 long breaths as you squeeze your right glute, your leg is straight, toes pointed down. And then bending the knee, bend your right knee, and squeeze in towards your chest. Pointing your toe, and then extend as high as you can, and then lower the knee. Extending the left leg out, toes pointed down, hold. Squeeze the legs, tuck your belly in nice and strong. Good, and then bending the left knee, tuck the knee in towards the chest. Try to touch your chin. And then keep the toe pointed, lift the left leg up as high as you can. Drop the left knee, flip your toes, come up into your downward facing dog. Take 3 long breaths here. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Fingertips pointed towards the top of the mat. Maybe you're swaying your hips from side to side. Let's lift our heels off of the mat, come onto your toes, and then lower your heels down. One more time, lift your heels. And then exhale, lower your heels down. Lift your heels one more time, bend your knees, jump hopper step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Bringing your palms up onto your shins, flat back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your fingertips to the top of the mat, bending one knee and the other. Create a little bit of movement in your forward fold. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up. Hands to heart center. And take a second in your mountain pose. Come to the top of the mat if you're not already there, lifting your arms up, lifting your right leg up, and then step it back, warrior 1. Bringing your arms up. Take a deep breath in. Then lower your hands down, your body floats towards that top leg and up. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise, and then float into your warrior two. And just hold. Relax your shoulders. Focusing on opening up the hip. So taking your knee and making sure it's going out and not in. Flipping your palms, reach up, look up, straighten the front leg, deep breath in, and then lower down warrior two. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up, lower your hands down, pivot the foot, float down into your wide-legged forward fold. Bend your knees here, place your hands onto your knees, and just sway from side to side, opening up the hips. Release your hands down, fingertips to the top, come into a flat back. And then bend the knees, slowly rise to stand. Slowly, slowly, make your head be last. Good. And then float down into your warrior two on the other side. And hold. Just focusing on pulling that knee out. Good. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up, take a deep breath in. And then lower down, warrior two. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up, deep breath in. Lower down, warrior two. One more time. Flipping both palms, reach up, look up. Lower your hands down. Bring your hands behind your back for a bind. Float back down into your wide-legged forward fold. Trying to bring your hands up over your head. A little bend in the knees. Let your head be heavy. Then float your hands all the way back down. Heel toe a little bit closer together. If you're not already there, roll yourself all the way up. Back into your warrior two. And then transition into your warrior one. So pivoting the outside foot to the mat, making sure your back foot is 45-degree angle. Reach up. Float your hands down, lower your body forward towards that leg, and rise. And lower. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you lower. And lift. And lower. Good. Bring that foot to the top of the mat. Bend your knees, rise to stand, reach up. Hands to heart center, floating your hands all the way down. Halfway lift. Inhale. Into your forward fold we go. And bring your feet a little bit wider apart. Grab onto your elbows. And then rock your upper body side to side for ragdoll. Placing your hands down onto the mat, bend your knees, step back into your high plank position and hold. And then lower down into your low plank and squeeze your abdomen, your glutes, your legs. And then lower your belly down, release your toes, come into your Sphinx pose. Tucking your belly in, shoulders away from your ears. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat, grabbing both feet. So we're gonna grab the top of our right foot and then our left foot. We're gonna push our hips in towards the mat as we pull our heels in towards our glutes. Place your hands down onto the mat. Lift up to your upward facing dog. Take a moment Let your hips be heavy. And then hips high, slow and controlled, come up into your downward facing dog. Come back onto your knees. Have your knees nice and wide. Release your toes, wide-legged child's pose. Come back up into your tabletop position. Flip your toes, downward facing dog. Left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Then bending the left knee, open up the hip. We're gonna step the left leg between the hands into our runner's lunge. Drop the back knee, release the toe, walk your hands back for your half split. So we have our hips square, folding over, toes are to the ceiling. Let's stretch our wrists here and our hamstrings. So taking your hands, bringing them, the backs of your hands to the mat. And then bring your fingertips towards your body. And then walk your hands forward, come into your low lunge. So your back heel or back knee is on the mat. Placing both hands just below your knee, and then lift one arm, then the other lift. Reaching for the sky. Lower your hands all the way down. Flip your back toe and straighten your left leg. Dropping your back heel, melt your body over your leg. Come back down into your runner's lunge and then drop your back knee once more, bending your leg, trying to grab the top of your foot. You could bring your front foot to the outer edge of your mat to open up your hips a little bit more. Reach back, try to pull that foot in, be gentle, but mindful. Take those deep breaths here. Good. Release the foot, bring your hand back down, come back up into your runner's lunge, and then springboard your feet together at the top of the mat, forward fold. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up. Then lower your hands down, float them all the way down to the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold, bend the knees, jump, hop, or step, high plank position. Let's do our first chaturanga. Lower down, upward dog, to downward facing dog. Right leg goes up, three-legged dog. Then bending the right knee, open up the hip. Stepping the right foot through into your runner's lunge. Trying to keep that back leg straight, opening up the hips. And then dropping the back knee, release the toe, walk your hands back for your half split. Right toes are now pointed towards the ceiling. You can come up onto your knuckles, like so, make a fist. Or do whatever other kind of hand, wrist movements that feel good. Make sure that you are balanced. Then walk your hands forward. Keep that back knee onto the mat. Come up into your low lunge. Placing both hands just below the knee, lifting up. Lower your hands down, flip your back toe, and extend that front leg. Let your body fall over your right leg this time, trying to keep both legs straight. Release into your runner's lunge once more, and then bringing the back foot to the front, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping the right foot back, come into your runner's lunge once more, and then lift up into your crescent lunge, hold. Dropping your right hand down, reach back, lift, 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 bending the front knee a little bit more. Cartwheel the arms, placing your hands down, sending the left foot forward, chaturanga, upward dog, to downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Sending the left foot back, runner's lunge. And then lifting up into your crescent lunge. Lifting up. Relax your shoulders. And then dropping the back hand, lifting back, lifting up. Maybe your gaze is looking up. Cartwheel the arms back, bringing the right foot back into your high plank position, chaturanga down. Upward dog to downward facing dog. Take 3 long breaths here. And then slowly dropping the knees down, but we're just gonna hover. So we're in our tabletop position, engaging the core a little bit more. Just let your knees hover a couple inches off of the mat. Pulling your belly in tight. And then drop your knees all the way down. Release your toes. Come up into your camel. So we're pushing our hips forward once more. You can start by just having your hands pushing on your lower back. Open up the chest. And then you could start just by flipping your toes up, grabbing onto your right ankle, lifting the left arm up over your head, pushing your hips forward. And then switching sides, nice and slow. You can try to release your toes to make it a little bit deeper. And then slowly make your way up and then come into your child's pose. Bring your knees together for this child's pose. Nice little recovery on the back. Reach your fingertips to the top. Couple breaths here. Come back up onto your knees. Flip your toes, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Right leg steps back into your lunge. Bringing your arms all the way up, crescent lunge. Into your warrior 2. Drop the back hand, flip the front palm, peaceful warrior, reach back. To your extended side angle, so elbow to knee, opposite arm goes up. Come back up to your warrior 2, cartwheel the arms, placing your hands down, left foot goes back. Hold into your plank. And lower down onto your elbows, Let's do a couple dolphins. So we're lifting our hips all the way up on our tippy toes and lower down and lift and lower. Let's do this 2 more times. 1 and lower, lift and lower. Good. Lift yourself up into your high plank position, hips high, downward facing dog. Heels go high, bend your knees, jump hopper step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Stepping back the left foot now into your runner's lunge. And then coming up to your crescent lunge. Open up into warrior 2. Dropping the back hand, flipping the front palm, peaceful warrior. Reaching back. And then coming forward into your extended side angle, elbow to knee. Lifting up, opening up the chest. Bend a little bit deeper if you can. Come back up into your warrior 2. Cartwheel the arms down. Taking the right foot, swinging back, high plank position. And let's do a knees, chest, chin. So going onto your knees, lower down to your chest. Float yourself up. Down, upward facing dog. Let's take a peek over our right shoulder to intensify the stretch. And then center, and then peek over your left shoulder. Back to center, coming up to your downward facing dog. You could always roll over the toes like I do, or just flip your toes up, bend your knees, and come into your downward facing dog. Three breaths, walk it out. Lift the heels, bend the knees, jump to the top of the mat. Come into your forward fold, halfway lift and lower down. Take a second in your forward fold. You can walk it out, feeling your body feel really heavy. Bending at the hip creases. And then bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up. Bring your hands to heart center, and then arms go all the way back up. Lower your hands down, step the right foot back into your runner's lunge. Bring the right foot to meet the left, halfway lift. Forward fold, left leg goes back, runner's lunge. And back to center. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up. Lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Bend the knees, step back into your high plank position. Chaturanga down. Upward dog to downward facing dog. Right leg goes up, three-legged dog. And we're just gonna pulse here. So keeping your legs straight, really focusing on squeezing the right glute, the right leg. And then slowly lower the right leg down, lifting the left leg high up to the sky. Little pulses. And then lowering the left leg down. Good. Lift the heels, bend the knees, jump hopper step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up. Lower your hands down. Picking up your left knee. So we're picking up our left knee, bringing it out to the side. Arm can go out to the side, the opposite arm. Relax your shoulders. Good. And then bringing the right arm forward, grab onto your foot for a nice quad stretch. Whoops. You could always grab onto a wall or a chair. Focus on getting your knees together and then pushing your hips forward. Relax down, other side. Now bringing the right knee up and out to the side. Arm goes out for balance. And then slowly bring the knee in, grab the top of your foot. You can bring the arm forward. And then you're focusing on pushing your hips forward and trying to keep your knees together. Nice, and then slowly release it down. Bring your feet apart. We're gonna float down into our forward fold, wide-legged forward fold one more time. And we're going to bend one knee and then the other. So just from side to side, really opening up the hips here. Good, and then we're gonna bend over towards the left side, bring both hands towards that knee and pick up the opposite toes off of the mat. Come up onto your heel and use your left elbow to get the left knee out. And then come back to center, switching sides. Picking up the left toes this time. And then slowly come back up to center. We're gonna come into our pyramid pose. So heel toe your feet a little bit closer together. And let's start over towards the left side, picking up your toes. So your feet are parallel. Toes are pointed towards the top of the mat. Just take those nice deep breaths here as you fold over your leg, feeling this nice hamstring stretch. Try to keep your hips square. Maybe a little bit of movement and adjustment. If your back heel is lifted, you're going to want to bring your foot a little bit closer together, your feet closer together. And then walk your hands, center, pivot the feet. Maybe take a second to pull yourself in, just grabbing onto your calves, your knees, wherever you're at, pulling your body in. And then placing your hands down onto the mat, and then bring your hands to the opposite side, pivot the feet for your pyramid pose with your right foot forward. Bring the left foot to meet the right at the top of the mat. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up. Float your hands all the way down. Take a second in your mountain pose. And hold. Bend the knees, let's flow it out. Reaching arms all the way up. Swan dive all the way down. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bend the knees, step back into your high plank position. Let's do knees, chest, chin. Come up into your upward facing dog. To downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Bring your right leg up to the sky, bending the knee, open up the hip. Right knee to right elbow, tap and extend. Left knee to left elbow and extend. And again, right knee to right elbow, extend. Right knee to left elbow and extend. And then lower the foot down, picking up the left foot, 3-legged dog. Bending the left knee, Left knee to left elbow and extend. Left knee to right elbow and extend. One more time. Left knee to left elbow, extend. Left knee to right elbow and extend. Lower the foot down, roll into your high plank position, hold. Come onto one hand, stacking the feet, side plank. Lift your hips high. Then lower the hand down, switching sides, pivoting over to the other side. Lift, lift, lift. Lower the hand down, chaturanga. Lower, upward dog to downward facing dog. 3 long breaths here. So we work our way down to the mat. Drop your knees all the way down as wide as you can. Come into a wide-legged child's pose. Once more, reaching forward. And then slowly making your way up, bring your knees together. We're gonna come up and we're gonna step into our pigeon pose. So let's start with the left foot forward. You can bring your foot a little bit to the outside of the mat and then get comfortable wherever you're at, placing your knee down and then extending your leg all the way out. And then lowering yourself all the way down. Resting your forehead, your body. Make sure you're not rolling onto that hip. Point your toe. Breathe through the discomfort. There shouldn't be pain, just a deep stretch. And then slowly making your way up, bring your fingertips to the top of the mat and do one more big lift up, big stretch. And then now you can drop your hip over, take that extended leg, bring it over to your knee for a twist. Wrapping that knee in close to your body, bring the opposite arm, looking over your shoulder. Coming back, find yourself coming back into your tabletop position so you can get your alignment all good. Let's do a couple cat-cows, dropping the belly, look up. And then tucking in the chin, curve the spine, separate the shoulder blades. And then back into neutral. And now extending your right leg, right knee forward. And then lower down into your pigeon pose. Just want to focus on your breath here. That's it. And then come up onto your hands, lifting your chest up. And then take that extended leg once more, bring it all the way around. We're coming in for a twist. Ankle over the knee, grabbing on to your knee, hugging it in close to your body, and looking over your shoulder. Lifting up through the crown. Good, coming back to center, come right into your Baddha Konasana with your heels and your toes together, lifting up. Let's do a little bit of a flutter with our knees, pulling our body in. And then right leg goes out, keeping the left foot in. Ready for a side stretch, reaching over towards your right toes. Really open up the chest here. You can always start just by having your arms straight up and then open up and then maybe fall a little bit more, reaching over towards the side wall. Drop your hands down a little bit more closer towards your foot, both hands, and then walk your hands or glide over to the other side. Come up onto the opposite knee or on your knee and lift up for a stretch, pushing your hips forward. And then slowly lower down, and then switching sides. Lifting up, make sure you're nice and centered, and then bending over towards the left foot. Always start by bringing your arms up so you have your shoulders out and you're not rounding your spine, and then reach. And then bring that arm back. Oh, first we're gonna bring ourselves over forward. It feels really good on the spine, and then lift up. Come up onto the knee, push your hips forward. Point your toes. And then lower down. Let's windshield wiper or 90-90, side to side. All the hip movement we did. Good, and then bringing your knees to the top. And lower yourself all the way down. Give yourself a head to toe stretch. Deep breath in and out. And extend your legs, point your toes like somebody's pulling your fingertips. Expand your chest. And then bring your knees in for a squeeze. And then extending your right leg all the way down. Extending your left leg up, grab onto your shins or your ankle, wherever you're at. Pulling your left leg down towards your body. And then bending the left knee, grab the outside of the foot for your half happy baby. Go bring your arm out to the side. And then extend the left leg and switch. So you can do a little squit switch, bending the right knee, pull it in, and then extending the right leg. Then grabbing the outside of your foot for half happy baby. Opening up the hip a little further. And then bring both knees in and then extend the legs for waterfall. And then full happy baby where we're grabbing the outside of the feet, pulling the knees down, shoulders are relaxed. And then just a little rock from side to side. And then bringing our knees together, extend one more time. Let's take a second in our waterfall. Bring your arms up if you'd like. A little bit of movement here. Your arms and your hands. And then slowly lower yourself down to your final pose, your Shavasana. Bring your arms up into receiving mode. Let both feet fall from one side to another. rolling your shoulders back, chest up. Focusing on your breath. Giving thanks and gratitude for this moment that you've been able to give to yourself, the gift of yoga. Then bring one arm over your head, rolling over to one side, and making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Bring your palms up into receiving mode once more. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.